I guess I am. It's just acting a little queer. Hey, you guys, that was probably the fastest upload I ever did in my life. I can't tell you what happened. I just don't know. But before I even got a chance to review what I said, it was already uploaded. So let's keep it up. All right. It's amazing. All right. So we come from chapter 1. We're going right on in to chapter 2, and we're reading it in the world's formats. All right. So we have a good idea of what the Bible is trying to tell us by using the code to give us a little grips in here. Now, Genesis 2, the second phase of this, the second one now, this is at the beginning of the Bible. Now, 2 is going to represent God's creation. Okay? God's creation is like, this idea of the left and the right sides of our brain. This is God. He's created us. All right. And of course, everyone thinks it's created Earth and Adam and Eve and stuff like that. But right now, no, it's the consciousness. It's the very beginning of everything. And God is looking. It doesn't have anything to do with Earth. It has to do with our lower mind and our higher mind. This is the God's image of them, male and female, Elohim. So anyways, number 2 is God's creation, and that's you and me, okay? And it's not male or female. It's talking about our minds, and the minds between the male and the female did the same things, okay? Basically made the same way. So we get, thus the heavens and earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, God ended his work which he made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. This is the water part. This is this Kundalini business. This would be also the steps. This would be the Jacob's ladder. This is the place where we would actually climb and find this particular spot and get our rest after God had made all his works. All right, after the works were done. And you have to look at this too as foreshadowing, because all of what was done beforehand was God's works. And all that came before it, him trying to create this place where he can abode with us. And that's the whole point. Okay, he needs a place to hang out. All right. And so we get to the third one. It says, God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because he had rested on this day from all the work which God had created and made. That's God's will as well coming in here. Okay. And the fourth one, these are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. And we start again with 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. So at this particular time, now, tilling the ground, tilling the earth, it sounds like they're moving around the dirt, they're digging around in it. That has to do with meditation. That's what that's called. We don't have any man yet to till the ground. But here we go, number 6. But what went up from the mists, what come from the mists, from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. This is 6. This is where you would find our Kundalini. This would be where you would found the water. This is where you would find. This is how the land gets its nourishment. Okay. 7. And the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. This is this one here, number 7. Let's go to 8. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. This is east in Eden. This is in our mind. So on the eastern side did he plant the garden, and put man in there. All right. This is a good sign. All right. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. These are the two different sides of the interiors of us, and they're talking about 9. The next phase, next one is, and the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. All right, there's that number 4. All right, so a river went out from Eden to water the 4 different heads. The name of the first is Pison, and this is which compassed the whole land. That's the outside of us. That's the first part. That's Pison. And 12, and on the gold of that land is good, and the gold of that land is good. There is some kind and onyx and stone or whatever. That's number 12. And the name of the second river is Gihon, and it is the same that encompassed the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel, and it is which groweth towards the east goes towards the east. And the fourth river is the Euphrates. And then we got number 15. And the Lord took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and keep it. And then the final. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou may freely eat. That's number 16. Let's keep going. We've got 17. But of the tree of knowledge and good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, they shall surely die. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. This is the female part. He cannot be alone. We are going to make him the female part, a go meet. This whole area here this is what you're going to do for meat. This is where you're going to go to meet. That word is being played with, okay? And out of the ground the Lord formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam and said, what do you call them? And whatsoever Adam called every living thing, creature, it was named therefore. And the 20th, and Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air, to every beast of the field. And for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him. This is 20. It's the last one. Remember, this is the female part, this emotional side. I don't have a go meet for him. Man cannot be alone. He's going to have to figure out how to get connected to something more beautiful than itself. And the Lord caused a deep sleep. This is 21. This is when we shut off the lower mind, when we have to do what Jesus tells us, and that is to take no thought. And it's repeated 5 different times. Take no thought, take no thought, take no thought, take no thought. However many, 5 times in a row, and that shuts down the 5 senses, okay? And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and as he slept, he took one of the ribs and closed the flesh thereof. Here we go. This is showing you that this is our spiritual side. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man. It's number 22. And now we get over here. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, and shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. This is number 23, you guys. Okay? It also that's 5. It's a bit about the flesh. This is inside of us. This is not another woman being created or a person being created. It's the right side of the brain that's being created here. Okay? The higher conscious. He's got some place to go to get some kind of help. All right? And so if we get over here, and it says here, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And then we have the final one, which is number 25. And they were both naked, and the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. We end up with this last beast, but we have a full brain. We have a even brain, whereas the male side and the female side are both equal at this time. All right. So this was the second chapter of the first part of Genesis. Okay. And we're getting the creation of man out of this. This is the right and left sides of our brain. And we got just that. We got exactly what we ordered out of this part of the book. Now, the third one's coming up next, and that's going to have to do with something's going to be connecting, because this 3 is about God and his people or his creation. That would be the combinations of number 1, which is the first chapter, and combination number 2, second, being God and his creation coming together. Okay? That's going to be in this next chapter, and let's see how it plays out as well. All right, let's see how this goes.